Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping well at the moment, and welcome back to another video. It's another week with Monday now gone, I suppose, for you guys in the pharmacy, so hope everyone had a nice weekend and is looking forward to this particular week. So just a kind of short one tonight. Oh, famous last words from me, I believe you'll all be saying, but yes, there's been obviously some finance announcements which Harry mentioned on Friday. We've put out some additional communication to our members through the pharmacy mailboxes that we have in our database. So that communication maybe gives you a bit more context, a bit more awareness of what's actually behind the circular, if you like, and our thinking going forward in a number of areas around the actual finance that's been agreed, the initial finance that's been agreed to date, the funding that's been obtained obviously for public holidays, and a bit around the reconciliation of the advance payment that's coming to contractors this week to support with cash flow, etc. So that kind of details there, so have a look at that. If you've got any questions, certainly you can come into the office on the usual number and use our inquiries inbox as well, which we're constantly monitoring. As well as that, we've got our regular newsletter that will be coming out to all of you guys tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that, for a lot of the most up-to-date stuff that we have, not just in COVID, but we're obviously getting back into kind of a relatively normal communication on other areas, so that should be out tomorrow as well. So I was asked to trail that by the guys. As well, tomorrow we have a meeting with Rosemary and our team, so we're having them every couple of weeks. And when I say we, myself, Harry and the wider negotiating team on behalf of the members and the CPS board. So there's 5 of us that will be involved in that particular meeting. We're looking ahead, not just to talk finance, although finance will be discussed. We've obviously got a couple of key areas in terms of service development. So Harry would have mentioned the independent prescribing framework that we've developed as part of our 2020-2021 agreement. So that was to get the common clinical conditions funding out and develop that walk-in sense of prescribing clinic within the community pharmacy. So Adam, our policy pharmacist, done a great job developing that framework, and that's one of the things we'll be touching on tomorrow with Rosemary and her team. And also now I think we can look to Pharmacy First, as you know, has been postponed, so it was meant to be last week. But we can start planning now to see when is the appropriate launch date. And don't worry, it'll not be in the next few weeks. We're going to look to launch it at the right time for, as we've said before, for patients, for the NHS and for you guys to make sure that it's right. And we know that the extended mass is there at the minute, and that's been well utilised by the public and yourselves, which is great. But we need to start turning our mind to, well, we were going to launch Pharmacy First, and when's the right time to do that going forward. And again, there's more future thinking about new things that's came out, things like ECS, other things, and what the new normal looks like for pharmacy in these times, and what we can deliver going forward as well. So those are the type areas we'll be discussing tomorrow with Rosemary and her team. And yeah, that's part of our regular kind of interaction with the Scottish Government and the civil servants. So other areas that Harry's mentioned, certainly I've mentioned briefly before, that we still have on our radar is the prisoner release that's happening this week. We don't have the postcodes yet, but again, when we get them, we'll be quickly mapping them to our, the pharmacy network and seeing where the hotspots are. We're looking at testing, so there's new sites opened, as Harry mentioned, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Inverness later this week. So we're hoping to get some consistency in how that's delivered, so that actually when pharmacists, locums as well, so locums can get in there by using one of their regular pharmacies, if you like, and pharmacy team members as well, because it's so important that it's obviously not just pharmacists themselves. Pharmacy team members, as we've talked about throughout this whole process, are vital to keep the the pharmacies going. Well, it's important to get them all tested. We're hearing there's one or two teething problems in some areas around some of the pharmacy team members being recognised, but we're trying to work through that and make sure that there's a consistent approach across all these 4 drive-through centres that are being opened up. The other area is PPE. So yeah, the PPE, there's been 1 or 2 teething problems with that, but in the main that seems to be working fine. We're working with national procurement just to iron out a couple of the small teething problems and 1 or 2 pharmacies have had when they've reordered, but in the main that phone number and process seems to be working, and we are clarifying with Scottish Government just whether gloves and aprons can be ordered through that for the purposes of deep clean in line with Health Protection Scotland guidance. So that's the other thing, and we will confirm whether that can be ordered through that number as well in future. So that's that. Any other issues, please feel free, as I say, to get in touch with the office through the regular phone number, or try our inquiries inbox around anything around COVID or any other particular pharmacy matters. Now, Harry had a question of the night around Daniel Day-Lewis and his 3 Oscar that he has achieved so far in his career, and they were for My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood, and Lincoln was his last one in 2012, directed by Steven Spielberg, so that's around that one. My question tonight is, what is Bob Dylan's real name? What is Bob Dylan's real name? So that's a question from me. I have to say we'll be taking a different approach with the videos going forward. It's not that we don't enjoy doing them. I actually have got quite used to doing them, and I think Harry's very much the same. But we, as I've always said, we like to bring the videos with a certain amount of value and news for you guys so that you guys get value in watching them as well. So we'll bring them when we have something to bring you in terms of news, and certainly that's when we'll do the videos going forward. We'll also review in line with our normal communications. So this has been an excellent way of reaching the network. We realise the reaches can be quite significant through this mode of communication. So we'll see going forward whether this becomes a more regular form of communication, maybe if it's even every second week or monthly or something like that. But we'll review that as part of our regular communications. So thanks everybody very much for listening again tonight, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Thanks very much. See you later. Bye.